Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Sunday, September 4th, 2022, and tonight I'll be sharing true paranormal stories from the web. As always, you can find all the episodes of the show along with links to social media, ways to donate, and ways to contact me at salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. And as I said on Thursday, and I'll have to say again tomorrow, there is a carnival going on in not too far away from my place. So you may hear some sounds carrying over from that, maybe not. But just in case you hear anything, you will know what they are. So lots of people on rides over there shouting and screaming and stuff. So, but oops, let me see here. Let me check on one thing. I hear someone, but no worries. But yeah, so for this week, the plan is to have the true stories tonight, and then the news tomorrow, more true stories on Tuesday, and then more Lovecraft review on Wednesday. I have a few more stories there, and then more news on Thursday, and that's this week. So, okay, good. Thank you, Derek, for the verification there. But yeah, that would have been good if they would have been there for the Haunted Carnival. And but no, no worries, Derek. About Derek and I had to reschedule, but it's no problem at all. Never a problem. But yeah, there's always stuff to do, so you never have to worry about that, Derek. We're good. So that's the plan for this week, and it's funny now when I do these shows. After when a month changes, I have to remind myself it's a new month now. It's September, not August, because you used to saying the same things when you say the date of the show every time. So, but then by the time I get used to it, it'll be October. So, anyway, I guess I can get to the stories here. Thank you all for being here and for listening. And I just noticed the other day, I thought it was a mistake, but apparently it was not. We've crossed 5,000 views on YouTube now. The last couple episodes somehow really, I'm there. There's either an error in their system, or I don't know, or it is actually what it says it is, which would be amazing. But yeah, so thank you all for listening there, and on the podcast feed, we're at 3,200 and some there. So as far as total downloads, so really amazing. So thank you all for that. But yeah, so let me see here. Let me get to the file. I have 3 stories for tonight, and I'll start the first one now. This one says, I work in a library. My colleagues have mentioned glimpsing, that's a hard word to say, apparitions or feeling presences, but I never have. Though I've joked before that it's just me and the ghosts, because I often work alone in a particular area. Before we open to the public, I shelve recent returns. This morning, I spotted a book on the floor, where there hadn't been one just minutes earlier. I thought it was odd, but not implausible, that I hadn't heard it fall, and went to pick it up, only to find that it had come from an entirely different section. So either this book flew halfway across the room, around a corner, and past 2 ranges, bookshelves, without me noticing, or it had been terribly misshelved in the past and just happened to be the one volume that took a tumble. Not sure which is more mortifying: a wayward poltergeist with zero regard for my efforts, or an exasperated phantom librarian summoning all of their ectoplasmic power to point out the dereliction of my shelf reading duties. And that's where that story ends. First of all, that person is obviously a writer. They're very good with words. But I think that story, um, that story right there, and thank you all for the congratulations on the 5K views. But yeah, that story. There's a lot in there that is not said in a way. They kind of go over everything fairly quickly. It does sound like now there are things that about that story that I really wonder about, as in like what was the book, where was it, and where was it supposed to be? Basically what the topic was and everything. Um, and it does sound like they said it had to go around a corner to to fall out and land where it did. So I don't think that happened that way. Um, and if there are already reports there, then it wouldn't surprise me if that was something strange going on there. So, but yeah, so I thought that was a neat little story there. Kind of short, but there's a lot in there that's just not. They don't have to go into because they do that. That story is written well. I mean, they really could have even shortened it up more if they wanted to. But neat little story. And I tell you what, if I was a ghost, I'd be libraries would be one of those places I'd be staying in a lot. If I didn't need food or water or rest or anything like that, and if I could read just all the time, that'd be there. That'd be me. I'd be one of the library ghosts, I think. So so that was a neat little story there. Oh, I just realized I forgot to turn something off that might be good to do. Let me do that real quick. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was really neat. And um I do think that there are a lot of libraries probably have more activity than is even noticed all the time, because there are so many people, at least, and probably even maybe even more so in the past, that love to read. I could I could see people just hanging out there, just visiting. So maybe taking in more knowledge than they ever could when they were alive. If you follow the whole spirit thing, and of course, who knows what else is in there taking in information. So um okay. Derek says, I think libraries are one of those buildings that get placed along ley lines too. Could be. That's a libraries, golf courses, government buildings. Yeah. Huh. So so that was a quick little one, but still sounds like there's plenty going on. Um but so yeah, I'll get to the next story here. This one says, let's see here, where am I at? Okay. This one says, I saw something I really can't explain. I was taking my 10-year-old son to his school, which is only about 15 minutes away, and we live on a mountain with curvy roads, so the speed limit is 45 miles per hour. One of my son's classmates and his dad was directly behind us, about 10 car spaces away. So not extremely close to us, but close enough I could still see them in their white heavy-duty truck in the rear view mirror. We rounded a curve, and then I see a blacked-out Dodge Charger, oh, that's a brand name, car, behind me, going dangerously fast. In order to have passed the classmate behind us and gain on me, they had to have been doing 100 plus miles per hour. We rounded another curve, and poof, it was gone, and the white truck was behind me again. It was like the car just vanished out of thin air. The whole thing I witnessed was only in split seconds, so logically, I feel someone going that fast couldn't have turned on a dime without nearly wrecking. I laughed and told my son I thought I was seeing things, excuse me, because I could have sworn I saw a car behind us. And he said, "That really fast black car? I saw it too, in the side mirror. Thought it was going to hit us." So since he saw it too, I don't know what to think. We have a community page where we live, and the classmate whose father drove behind us is very outspoken about reckless drivers during school hours, but I haven't seen a post from him yet about that car. No one we know has wrecked or died in that area with a black car, and this looked like the current cop car style, only completely black. It is possible that it could have been a skilled speedster instead of a phantom or ghostly car, but the logic just doesn't add up with the speed and it turning in split seconds. I know people speed everywhere, but if it was a real person, they are tempting fate because we have deer, wild packs of dogs, school buses, school traffic, and the occasional cow, horse, or goat that gets out of their fence where we live. And then it asks if anyone has had a similar experience. So, really amazing story there of a phantom car of some kind. Um, I don't know. Just really amazing that happened, and both of them saw the same thing, but it sounds like the son saw it at a different angle, at a different moment. And yes, the Ghostbusters library ghost. But just looking at chat here. But yeah, really amazing that happened. And two people saw this thing, whatever it was. So, um, I don't know what to make of that. It just seems like there was something there. Whether it was, I mean, that's something I really wonder about, how physical objects or objects that don't have, we don't think have life. Of course, there's always questions on that. Can appear the same way people appear and then disappear. What is that? Of course, the one thing comes to mind is some kind of a time anomaly, dimensional anomaly, where it was there just in some other level of reality, and then it wasn't there. So that's the one thing, especially if it never really. But the son said they saw it come around. So did it pass them and then vanish? Um, Really, a lot of questions with that one. So, but neat story and not uncommon. Um, but but yeah, neat little story. So, I'll go on to this last one here, and I think this will be the one I used for the episode preview as well. Um, so that's in case anyone is wondering. I've been making short videos and putting them on TikTok and UFO. I saw the UFO comment and my brain went to that. TikTok and YouTube, just as episode previews for these shows before I load them up. And it's been a lot of fun. I usually make them right after I do these shows, and I'm wondering if that's helping. If that's helping, that is amazing. So, no, it's fine. But yeah, so I think I'll use this one, at least the topic of this one, for the preview. So anyway, I probably didn't need to say that out loud, but there it is. So this one says, I don't think it has anything to do with it, but it was Friday the 13th. I was playing a video game, and in the game there was a chat option. So I was just relaxing and texting on there, and it was about midnight or maybe 1 a.m. around there that time. I'm on the couch next to the kitchen. The kitchen had a door leading outside. It's a small house. I suddenly hear horse trotting. No scream or noise from the horse, just what you would hear when a horse is trotting. Then a couple minutes later, it stopped. Then I heard shoveling noises. My dad had rocks in the backyard, and I could hear the rocks being shoveled or shoved away. And then after a few minutes, it stopped. And it sounded like the thing doing the shoveling through what sounded like a body or something like that, heavy enough to make a big sound. Then after that, no sound. Let me know if you all have any clue what it is or have experienced this. And that's where the story ends. I'm guessing and I'm hoping that when they went out there, there was nothing out there. The ground was not disturbed in any way. And also, if they didn't hear anything leaving, then I'm guessing that it was some kind of I don't know, something paranormal going on there with all the sounds. I wonder, they're probably maybe too afraid to do it, but I wonder what they would have seen if they would have looked outside at that time. Probably could have been something very interesting, but also I don't blame them for not looking outside either. Excuse me. So, neat story there. Terrifying. I mean, especially if you jump to or your mind goes to the idea that it was someone burying a body in the ground. But yeah, really weird story there. Just of the sounds. Like I said, I wonder if it was just sounds, or if there was a visual part to it that the person just didn't look outside and see. But maybe it was some kind of a residual thing, recording of an event that happened in the past. But still, just something that's something out of a horror movie right there in a way. So, but yeah, neat story, and thank you all for being here. I know this is a little bit of a short one, but I did say a little while back some of these would be shorter. So, and tomorrow I'll be covering news. The carnival should be done by tomorrow night, so that will take care of that. And because it's a bit distracting hearing all the noises. So, but thank you all for being here, and looking forward to the rest of the week. All the shows the rest of the week. I really do enjoy the show, doing it 5 days a week again. So, and I will talk to you all tomorrow night on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Take care, everyone.